Why is this doing this? What is up, everyone? Getting started here a little early, but I thought I would give people a chance to sign in and hang out with us. We've got some really, really cool stuff that we want to talk about today. We want to talk about Stellar Lumens, XLM. We want to talk about price. We want to talk about people losing confidence too in Stellar, because I think that's something that we need to address as a community. The other thing I want to discuss too is going to be, yes, the SeeSaw Protocol white paper came out, and what a piece of crap this thing is. So what we're going to do, we're going to give people just a few minutes to hop on and say hello, of course. We're going to talk Stellar. We're going to talk SeeSaw Protocol. What's up, Bread Garlic House? How are you doing? I'm doing good, by the way. I just total impromptu live stream. We're gonna have some fun here. I was thinking like, damn, I should make a video, but I wasn't like really feeling in the editing mood, and I was like, I kind of want to interact with people. So I figured, let's fire up the live stream. I don't have anything planned. Well, no, that's a lie. I have stuff planned. It's just really crazy. It's going to be awesome. And what's up, Abundance 2021? Commenting in Stellar IBM. And you know, it's really interesting that we're talking, you know, about Stellar, IBM, all these big projects, because a lot of us are wondering what is happening with the price regarding Stellar, right? I mean, seriously, what has really been pushing this price down quite a bit? And I think we're all thinking the same thing, right? It's just market manipulation, whatever you want to call it. But what I really want to start focusing on with Stellar right now is some of these other stats, all right? So I've been getting a lot of comments lately with people telling me, hey, I am bailing on Stellar. And first things first, dude, you can bail on Stellar all you want. Like, you don't have to tell me about it. You don't have to tell the channel about it. It's not for everyone, all right? The long-term holds, the long-term plays are not for everyone. But what I wanted to go over was some of like these background stats regarding Stellar. And what's up, Ashke? How's it going? But yeah, I wanted to go on some of these background stats regarding Stellar. And let me just figure out, I got my other laptop on here. Let's see. So we're talking about Stellar. What I want to look at, I got up stock twits up on the screen right now. And I want you to look at the message volume. The message volume on stock twits, right? We're talking like 600 messages a day, you know, whatever. Their volume for Stellar has gone down quite dramatically. All right. Their message volume has gone now recently, obviously, since the price spike, it's gone up, the message volume. But overall, if you look at the message volume as a whole, it is definitely going down. If you look at sentiment, right, this is where StockTwits measures bearish versus bullish sentiment. And Young Caw is saying XRP, HBAR, XLM, yes, yes, yes. And we're talking XLM sentiment right now on StockTwits. So on StockTwits, what you can do is you can like vote whether you are bearish or bullish regarding something, okay? And StockTwits, for those of you that don't use StockTwits, it's a crypto, or not crypto, it's like a stock finance message board, right? I mean, it's very similar to Yahoo Finance's message board. Well, anyways, you can pick whether you're bearish or bullish in sentiment. Bearish being green, right? Sorry, bullish being green, bearish being red. You can see that we've had way more bearish sentiment voted in on a message board. And what's really weird about that, all right, is that usually these message boards are places for people just to kind of hype and be positive, right? I mean, I can't think of many message boards out there that people go to and are like, hey, you know what, like this sucks. No, they go onto message boards because like, hey, this is cool, I want to share it, blah, blah, blah. But even the cool people, right, even those of us that are like, hey, this is awesome stuff, look, there has been some definite bearish sentiment posted by the community. All right, and that's something that I wanted to share with everyone. The frustration, the emotional frustration that we are all feeling as we're going through this, right, this mini bear phase, whatever you want to call it, correction phase, I don't care what the hell you want to call it. But all of this, right, I mean, we have been dealing with this since the beginning of December at sub 30 cents, all right? Sub 30 cents. So we've been going on this now for pretty much 2+ months, man. 2+ months, and that wears on people, all right? It really does. The negativity wears on people, and you could see it in the message boards, right? You could see it in the bearish, bullish sentiment. You can also see it in a huge drop-off of message volume, all right? But there's another way to look at this, and I like to use Google Trends, okay? And so for Google Trends, let's do this. Let's go, yeah, we'll start off with United States and we'll switch it out, okay? So I put in XLM up for my search term for Google Trends. And you could see that the peak interest for searching XLM, which is the most popular search term, okay? I mean, just throwing it out there. It's the most popular search term. Height of search for XLM was May 9th to 15th. We are now seeing a 1/10 of that percentage of search data regarding Stellar XLM. And if you look at the states, here we go. South Dakota ranked number 2 for searching XLM. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I am wearing my library hoodie. That is a bar in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. My actually favorite bar in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So that's what I wanted to cover. I wanted to cover sentiment. I wanted to cover why people are feeling bearish about it. Well, it's obvious why they're feeling bearish. They're feeling bearish because the majority of people out there just focus on the price. They don't focus on the developments of the token, all right? And that's where a big problem comes into play, is the emotional beatdown, right? Caused by FUD, caused by all this stuff, creates a lot of us to have that panic, that negative vibe of Stellar, the negative vibe of maybe even crypto as a whole, right? But it's FUD. All right, everyone, and I want you to think about that. This is FUD, all right? Put it this way. Remember about like 2 weeks ago, maybe even a week ago, when Russia was like, hey, we're going to ban crypto. When Russia's like, oh, we're going to clamp down on crypto. Oh, Russia was going to go hard on crypto, right? They were. Well, now check this out. No, okay, I agree. You value my privacy. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to Immersive Reader just to clean this up. Russia and its central bank to treat Bitcoin as currency. Yeah. Russia recognizing crypto as a form of currency validates Wells Fargo's hyper adoption outlook. So that's my point. My point is just a week ago, our whole community, right? And I'm going to talk about the XLM community. Let's talk about the crypto community, okay? The whole community was pulled down. The market was pulled down, okay? And we can see it. We could see it just to show everyone that I'm not full of crap, but we've lived it. You can see the market was pulled down quite heavily, all right, with a lot of Russia, China banning news. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, boom, Russia and its central bank are going to use crypto as a form of, or they're going to treat Bitcoin as a form of currency. So we have all this FUD. And I hate the word FUD, by the way, so someone come up with a new word for me, all right? They got all this FUD, and you're sitting there and you're like, dude, you're saying all this stuff, but then they come out and say, no, we're going to be cool with it. This is all setups by the powers that be to keep the price low, to keep sentiment negative, right? To keep message volume negative, to keep message volume down, so that they can accumulate right at the lowest points. Let's be honest here. So they can accumulate at the lowest points. I have that up on the screen. It's a pretty low point. So they can accumulate, and then only a week or two later come out with news saying, no, we're going to actually treat Bitcoin as a currency. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it this year. Yeah, that's the world we are playing in right now. A world of manipulation, a world of suppression, a world of just bad information being spread out there. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to come online and I wanted to talk to everyone, talk to all of you out there and say, hey, what are the things that are on your mind regarding Stellar, crypto, and honestly, the whole crypto sphere in general. The other thing I wanted to do was SeeSaw Token launched their white paper, and it is the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen. So if you stick around, I am going to call out SeeSaw Token on their white paper because it is one of the biggest, newest scams out there, and they are draining people left and right. And the funny thing is, they are publicly telling people that they are going to screw you, and yet people are still putting their money into SeeSaw, okay? And that's kind of something that I wanted to get into too, is part of the problem that we have with this crypto ecosystem, right? This crypto verse that we're living in right now. Part of the big problem we have is we have a whole crap ton of these junk scam tokens. We have a whole, no, you did not make it, Bahala. You did not. Bahala, if you made this, dude, you should lose your job. But I know you didn't make it. You would have done something better than that. And don't worry, we're going to pick apart a white paper, and I'm going to show you live how to pick apart a white paper, okay? I literally went 2 minutes into this, and right away, boom, scam. Like, obviously, I knew it was a scam before when I checked on it, but their white paper is just littered with garbage. So we're going to call out the SeeSaw Protocol team out there, and we are going to make them feel like total pieces of crap. Live, too. We're going to do it live. And you know what? We'll probably even head on Twitter and start, you know, screwing around with them. So anyways, I wanted to talk to everyone about that. I wanted to talk to everyone about the sentiment of XLM. I wanted to talk about how search history-wise for XLM, for Stellar, all right? We have seen a definite decline in people in the interest in Stellar. And that's now for the United States. Let's bump it up to the world. And you could see the same trend is true for the world. Huge interest in Stellar XLM specifically in April and in May. And now you could see over time that has shrunk down. All right. And now what's really cool, you can then also see which countries have the highest search. So for instance, Turkey has the highest search interest, followed by Cyprus, Slovenia, Canada, and Estonia. Oh, I got you, Bahala. All right. Sorry, but I was like, dude, you made it. I'm like, you're full of crap, man. No, I'm glad you made it, Bahala. Thank you very much for that. And let me get to the comments because you guys are doing really good from the comments and we're going to get into stuff. And if you got questions, please ask them in the comments. I'll get to them today. No worries on that. Abundance21 says, Stellar is quantum. Stellar is going to be massive, right? All these projects with Stellar, and there's a bunch more projects that are going on that we can get into, but yeah, Stellar is going to be big. Thomas says, we're all going to retire in XLM, aren't we? And Ashke, hey, what's up, Ashke? Says, yes, Thomas, we will be in a tokenized world soon. 500,000 XLM and I'll be more relaxed. Boy, 500,000, that's quite a few XLM. That's actually a good amount. Thomas says, true fundamentals are much more important than the price currently, and that is true, right? The price is a reaction to the FUD, okay? A reaction to the FUD of, hold on, let's do this, watch this. Russia bans Bitcoin, all right? Watch that. Well, we'll go Russia bans Bitcoin, okay? Then what we'll do is we'll go on the news, let's go here, and then what we want to do is we want to find stuff that's older, because seriously, like, you know, they were banning it. I mean, they were talking about, hey, we're gonna start banning crypto in Russia. We're gonna start blah blah. And then all of a sudden they come out and saying no, they are cool with crypto. Now, what I want to do, okay, and I wanted to do this live, all right. And here is why I wanted to do this live, and I have to be real careful what I show you guys. But here is why, okay. So I did a video on this, okay, on the SeeSaw Protocol scam. And now, granted, I know this is not Stellar, okay? Like, I understand this is not Stellar, okay? But this is something that I want to show everyone out there, all right? So I did a video on SeeSaw Protocol, total scam, okay? So if you go through all the comments, there's a bunch of them on this, right? And a bunch of people like, yeah, I'm an early SeeSaw investor. I was on their Telegram. I got kicked off. Blah, blah, blah. They removed him from Telegram. A bunch of people are getting removed from Telegram if they ask questions, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyways, a lot of people, all right, and what's up, Ashke? I'm doing good, Ashke. I'm a little tired, but I'm doing pretty good. But what got me into this was they didn't even do their white paper yet. So SeeSaw then was like, yo, let's do a white paper. And I'm like, yo, let's break down your white paper and let's show the world how much you suck. I mean, seriously, these are the scams right now that are happening, and they're pulling millions of dollars. Each one of these tokens, right, these token crap scams are pulling millions of dollars. Some of them hundreds of thousands, some of tens of millions, some of hundreds of millions. It just depends on the size. But each one of these scamming siphon tokens, right, imagine it like a leech. They're just leeching off the main chain, okay? And that's seriously what is actually happening right now. They're leeching off the main chain. They're taking liquidity actually off the chains and draining it and putting it into their own pockets. That is actually what's happening. So anyways, I got SeeSaw Protocol's white paper up on the screen right now. And oh my, it's really bad. So anyways, you go through all of this stuff, okay? And one of the funny things is about this white paper, okay? Just hear me out. I want you, what's up, Ben? How's it going? And good afternoon, maybe good evening for you too. Yeah, actually probably late afternoon, early evening for you, Ben. What's up? So we got SeeSaw Protocol stuff up on the screen right now. Check this out. All right. One of their big bold print. All right. And this is serious. All right. This is how blatant this whole thing is getting right now. They are telling you They are telling you, you the investor, to your face, that they are going to pull the rug on you and take your money, and that they are legally, putting disclaimers out there so they can't get in trouble for it. They're telling you that to your face in their white paper. This is how blatantly bad it's getting in the crypto sphere. Check this out. There is no guarantee that the utility of the SeeSaw tokens or the project described in this white paper will be delivered. I mean, come on. I mean, let's be real honest here. There is no guarantee that the utility of the tokens or project will be delivered. I mean, come on. They're telling you, hey, there's no guarantee that we're going to work on it. I mean, in Jimmer365 chiming in, I read the line number 1 and it really sums it up. Okay, now seriously, look at the end. In the end, they say the same thing, and I'll move this out of the way because it's blocked by my camera, so sorry about that. And actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's move my camera real quick here. Let's move it. I can move it up top right. Let's do that. Let's go top right. All right. So that way you guys can see a little bit better. Sorry about that. All right. Look at this last sentence right here. There is no guarantee that the platform will actually be developed. So their disclaimer is, hey, and just hear me out, okay? I don't want you guys to think I'm being maybe overly cynical or something. But listen to this. Give me your money. But there's no guarantee that I'm actually going to develop anything. I mean, think about that. That's telling you, I mean, I don't know. Okay, here you go. All right, here's the next one that really threw me off. If you are uncertain as to anything in this white paper, or you are not prepared to lose all monies that you spend purchasing SeeSaw token, we strongly urge you not to purchase any SeeSaw token. They are telling people through legal speak, we are scamming you. Don't give us money unless you're willing to lose it. And we're not going to even guarantee that the platform will be developed. Imagine that. It just hear me out, right? Bill Gates comes out and Bill Gates is like, yo, I've got this product called Windows, right? And this is Bill Gates' late 80s, okay? He's like, yo, I got this product called Windows. I want your money, but you know what? There's no guarantee that I'm even going to do it. There's no guarantee that I'm even going to develop Windows. I mean, come on. That is the sphere that we're living in. That is the blatant, in your face, I am going to screw you and take your money. I mean, think about it. They say it right here. And Thomas, thank you for joining in. This was just an impromptu live stream. And check you later, Thomas. But no, think about it. I mean, they even tell you that there is no guarantee that the platform will actually be developed. All right. I mean, and that's the whole thing, Sniff, is they are using these things to get out of yanking the rug on you. They are literally telling you over and over and over and over, all right, that that nothing will be delivered on this. Yes, and Ashke, you are right. This SeeSaw is extremely dangerous. Think about it. There is no guarantee that the utility of the SeeSaw tokens or the project described in this white paper will be delivered. That's horrible. That is the most blatant, in your face, go screw yourself, I want your money pitch. And yes, Jimmer365, Jimmer's right. Jimmer, we're doing it. Does anyone here want to sponsor me and Jimmer on a mission to the sun? I mean, I'm thinking about it, but we're not going to probably not build the ship, and we're probably not going to do it, but at least give us your money so that Jimmer and I can go visit the sun. We want to fly to the sun, all right? Here's the scary part, all right? And this talks now, and this is, we're going to get back into SeeSaw, but I want to tie this into Stellar. I want to tie this into pricing, and I want to tie this into news. The reason Stellar trades with Bitcoin, right, is because Bitcoin pulls the whole market down, right? Bitcoin is the OG. That's how people look at regulation, right? Bitcoin first, and everything follows under. The other problem is, though, is with all the negative sentiment out there about Russia, China, India, everyone banning crypto, and then we find out that they're doing it again. The other problem is, though, is we have people that simply, and yeah, I'll get to it, Ashke, I did see it. And so when you look at this right here, you're like, wait a minute, this whole thing is legal disclaimers saying you can't go after us if you lose money. I mean, it is horrible. And Ashke says, hey, Klaus, I came across this crypto called SHX on the XLM chain. What do you think about it? Its head is the Stellar's X the growth. It's real cheap. I will look into it, Ashke. The only problem I have is we know that a lot of the same people are connected to a lot of these scam tokens, all right? The big joke right now, all right, and I will look into that, Ashke. I'll look into SHX. I don't, like I said, if I don't know enough about something, I'm not going to shoot from the hip. I have to really research first before I start putting any, comments into it. But the whole problem we have too is that when people go online, okay, and they do, I'm being God's honest truth with y'all, okay? When these people, let's do this. Let's go SeeSaw. I think it's SeeSaw Protocol is what I had under. Seriously, like people in here, okay? And if you go to their stuff, right, it just says coming soon SeeSaw Protocol. That's all it doesn't tell you anything else. And all people are talking about white paper scam. Yeah, that's probably me too. But anyways, people get into this stuff. There's no white paper and people get into this. They freak out. They're latched on. People are in such a need for hope, okay? And for hope in terms of economic, getting out of the economic turmoil, right? I mean, over the last several years, the Rona has really flipped the world on its head, all right? And it's flipped the world on its head like, everything, politically, financially, you name it. It's all out there. And what's up, Kevin? How are you doing, man? And so these people are getting desperate. People out there that have been hit financially hard now are getting desperate. And what's the best way, right? Desperate? It's people like they play the lotto, they gamble, they take risks. The more pinned up against a corner someone is financially, the more they're going to try to take risks to claw out. The more they see something like, hey, SeeSaw Protocol, has pre-sale has begun. Oh my God, we're doing all this cool stuff. They're like, whoa, this is a way for me to get out. And then they don't read it. So how many people invested in SeeSaw? Okay, the first SeeSaw post was January 17th. I believe it was yesterday that they just released their white paper. So for about 3+ weeks, 3 weeks, people were giving a company money. All right? Giving a company money without a white paper. Now, they've released their white paper. All right? They've released their white paper, and it is the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen. All right, would totally be a big piece of shit. Here's part of the problem. All right, and I wanted to share this with you guys. So not only is there no guarantee that the platform will actually be developed, all right, one of the big ones is, and I wanted to look at this, okay, and it was under protocol utility. All right, and so like I read a lot of these white papers. I do a whole bunch of them. I really do. I scrub through a lot of stuff on the internet, and you keep hearing like similar phrases. And what's up, Killers Media? And I'm going to get to the comments here soon. I just wanted to show you guys this one more thing on SeeSaw Protocol because this is a freaking joke. But I read a lot of these white papers, and like a lot of these phrases seem similar, right? It's almost like when you're listening to the media and you hear like the same media scare phrases, right? I mean, it's the same thing, all right? So anyways, it says on here, SeeSaw Protocol is a fully on-chain liquidity protocol that can be implemented on any smart contract-enabled blockchain. All right, and then it says, the SeeSaw Protocol is an open source standard for liquidity pools, which in turn provides an endpoint for automated market making, blah, 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 blah. Okay, don't put SeeSaw Protocol in, all right? Select everything but SeeSaw Protocol. So you could put anything in here. You could put my ass coin is an open source standard, right? XLM is an open, you can put whatever the hell you want in here, but just remove SeeSaw Protocol, okay? Then you go to your trusty search window, and let's do this. Let's use Google, right? Let's help out Google a little bit. Let's use Google. Let's just put that phrase in and watch what happens. Bancor Network white paper. Did you guys just get caught being lazy copying pasta? A white paper. The Bancor Protocol is a fully on-chain liquidity protocol that can be implemented on any smart contract-enabled blockchain. The Bancor Protocol is an open source standard. Wait a minute. The SeeSaw Protocol. I thought the SeeSaw Protocol, though, was a fully on-chain liquidity protocol that can be implemented. But when I go on to Bancor's white paper, which was developed, okay, before SeeSaw, so SeeSaw copied them, just throwing it out there. So even SeeSaw has the exact same, there are copy pasta phrases in the SeeSaw Protocol white paper that are the exact same as in Bancor Network. Yeah. This is what I am trying to share with everyone out there. These companies out there, these people are scamming and pulling money off the chain. This is the real danger to crypto prices. This is the real danger right here. I understand, all right? I totally understand that people think that government is the biggest fear right now in regulation that is holding crypto back. Wrong. It's the fact that for every 100 projects on the chain, there's probably 1 or 2 of them that are good. The rest are scams, BS, bots, you name it, hacked tokens. That's the real hurt. The real hurt is that the entire crypto sphere, all right, that we are participating in, all right, is filled with scams. Imagine that, okay? Just hear me out here, okay? I want you to go to the store, right? And I want you to think of 98% of the products at the store that you're looking at are fake counterfeits. Think about that. That's what's happening in the crypto world right now. There are very few legitimate programs out there. Very, very few. And they are getting tossed. Why? Because they don't have the marketing budget. And thank you, Ashke. I totally appreciate that. And Kevin says it's probably ran by the same people. It's the laziness of it, though. And like, Kevin, that's what bothers me. Like, I literally, like, I did a video about SeeSaw. And seriously, whenever I do these videos on scams, I get hate. I get ripped on rough, man. I mean, like, I get ripped on rough. And I did. I called SeeSaw out right away. I called SeeSaw out on February 1st. This was the original video right here. I called them out on February 1st and said, hey, they didn't even have a white paper. Well, their white paper came out. People messaged me and they're like, yo, Klaus, you got to break down their white paper. Boom, done. So seriously, within the first 2 minutes of it, it's copy pasta. Like, yo, you're not even trying to screw people over the right way. Oh, and there's way more with this too, okay? Trust me, there is way more with this, all right? Part of the problem is this, all right? And this is what really pisses me the F off. Really pisses me off. And I do have their business filings. I do have their business filings, so if anyone has any problems, I can help you out with their business filings. But check out their team. You ready? Yo, y'all ready for this? Here's their team. Values and rules of the team. Here's a value and rule of the team right here for you guys at SeeSaw. Anonymity. Ooh, so we don't know who the hell you're giving the money to. This is even better. You don't even give us a wallet, right? But not lack of accountability as far as practically enforceable. That's my point. It's not practically enforceable because their whole introduction, their whole disclaimer, all right, is not there. All right? Here's another problem that you're going to see with this, all right? Whoa, all right, here we go. Oh, God. All right. Business activities, products, and services that are available or may become available in the future on the Foundation website, SeeSaw Protocol, may provide payments or incentives in the Florida SeeSaw token, which are cryptocurrencies subject to a high degree of risk and volatility, which may be illiquid and difficult to value. If something is illiquid, you can't sell it, which means you're going to spend money on a token and it is going to be illiquid. You are not going to be able to sell it. What's up, Marquise? How's it going? And Killis Media giving me a shout out. Well, thank you, Killis Media. How are you? And Marquise, how are you, sir? How are you this wonderful morning? But that's the problem. So now, even in their disclaimer, they say it may be illiquid and difficult to value. Like, come on. Like, this is every lawyer speak in the book on how to take someone's money and to do it legally through a scam. This is like a legal scam. Like, it is crazy. I mean, okay, and here you go. SeeSaw Protocol Limited. Furthermore, the issuer shall not be obliged in any way to return any investment made in virtue of this white paper. I mean, like, come on. Like, the whole thing in here, there is no guarantee that the utility of SeeSaw tokens or the project described in this white paper will be delivered. Oh, good for you here and working out at the gym. Good. That is what I like to hear. I like to hear that the awesome exercising stuff. I've been doing the same. I'm getting ready for a big trip out in Colorado here in a couple months, and I have been exercising my butt off. I have been training hard for that. So great to hear, Marquise, that you are doing something healthy and preventative medicine. So good for you, man. Good for you, Marquise. Shout out for you. But that's the thing. This whole white paper is littered with this crap. This is the real problem with crypto. All right. And don't get me wrong. I understand that the governments are problematic too. I get that point. The real problem, the ground level problem, right? The problem that all of us face right now is the fact that these tokens here are scams. All right. And if you go further on, right, and I'm not picking on SeeSaw. Actually, that's a total freaking lie. I'm totally picking on SeeSaw because I really want to help people out there. All right. They have a tokenomics section. All right. Yo, that's it. That's it. That is it. That is their tokenomics. The only way to make money in crypto right now, the joke is to be a scammer. Yeah, because the scammers are pulling tons of fiat off the chain. All right, and Kevin's got a good comment. I'm going to read this one, Kevin. Might as well send it to the Stellar Void as a payment if you end up with one of these assets. And I use the word asset loosely as there is no inherent value. And that's the point. Like, these white papers are junk. Like, this is like one of the worst ones I have seen yet. And when you talk about it, okay, so SeeSaw Protocol, when they first launched, they were like, we're going to be like a bridge between Ethereum and Stellar. Well, you want a guy, that's not sexy enough. And my dogs are, I got my big one is sleeping behind me, and the two girl dogs they're in the other room. I think they're in the other room. I can see them over there. I do have my big dog with me though. But so what they did in this white paper, which is really, really effed up, all right, is they start using buzzwords. They start using words like metaverse, children, DeFi, augmented 3D reality, a company that isn't even going to tell you who the hell they are. They're going to change their whole world with virtual 3D education. They're going to do synthetic smell generation. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, come on. You're telling me that SeeSaw token, the same one that copy pastas their white paper from Bancor Network, that these people are going to be the ones to create and run synthetic smell generation. I mean, come on. Like, seriously, like, we have to deal with this. This is why the chains out there, I don't care if you're talking Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar. I mean, all of these chains, and let's be honest, ERC20 stuff is all scams, all crap. And I don't mean all, like 99.99, okay? There's my disclaimer, all right? But like, and that's the whole thing. So not only are they going to go into virtual 3D teaching, all right? And yes, Marquise, smell generation technology. That is how high tech SeeSaw Protocol is, because a device called Smell Synthesizer recreates snapshot smell close to possible. Come on, man. And yes, they did copy the white paper. So Laurent1642 says, did they copy the white paper? They copied chunks of it, okay? They did. They copied chunks under it. And here's why, okay? And Laurent, I don't know if you caught this part, but I do. I read a ton. I swear I read a ton of white papers, a ton of them, just to see like what's good and what's bad. They literally copied this whole section here from Bancor Network. And I'll read it. The Bancor Network is a fully on-chain liquidity protocol that can be implemented on any smart contract. The SeeSaw protocol is a fully on-chain liquidity protocol that can be implemented on any smart contract. And yes, Marquise, you're right, not backed by any major corporations. So what happened was SeeSaw came out and they were like, yo, you need to purchase some SeeSaw. All right. They had a pre-sale before they even released the white paper. All right. They had a pre-sale like 2 weeks before they released the white paper. All right. So then when they released the white paper, and the whole thing, when they said they were talking about what SeeSaw token was, like Swap Leverage Farm, a fully decentralized and multi-chain DeFi platform. So that's what people originally thought SeeSaw was. And now SeeSaw, oh, they're going to be the best company in the world. Move over, Bill Gates. All right. Jeff Bezos, watch out. Your job is in jeopardy. All right. Mark Zuckerberg, you're going to lose Facebook. Why? Because SeeSaw is going to take over the world. And here's why. So not only is SeeSaw going to be a swap leverage farm, a fully decentralized multi-chain platform. But they're also going to have virtual 3D education for kids. They're going to have synthetic smell generation. They're going to have an AI segment. All right. SeeSaw is particularly interested in a practical approach that connects solid AI technologies with champion pediological strategies. This extensive field attracts a lot of attention, especially from children. So now, I mean, look at all this. Oh, and wait, I forgot. They're going into gaming. My bad. SeeSaw Protocol actively seeks partnerships in this as regard to means to reach a harmonic impact in depth and extension. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, are you freaking serious? They're going to build everything. I mean, they're going to build everything. But then when you start going to all this stuff, none of it's filled out. They literally took a blank form and didn't even fill all of it out. Just throwing it out there. So that is, for me, this is the serious problem that I have with blockchain right now. It's the fact that blockchain is run, the majority of blockchain is run by dirty, dirty, dirty money. And this is case in point right here. Now, for those of you out there, all right, if you invested in SeeSaw Protocol and you're watching this video now, whether it's live or you're watching the rebroadcast of this, if you think that you got scammed, oh my God, whatever. If you think you got scammed, I do have the address of where they filed for all the business paperwork. I have a whole bunch of that stuff that I was able to dig up and find. So if you need help with that, just let me know in the actual comments or message me, and I will gladly share that stuff with you. I was able to find their filings in the United Kingdom. What's really scary about this is, did you know that the United Kingdom is the origination for like the majority of the scams that I'm finding out there? Yeah, seriously. Like, it's the UK. The majority of these are based in the UK. It's nuts, man. So Marquise chimes in. It's not backed by any major corporations. Marquise, but they don't need to be backed by major corporations because they're going to have synthetic smell generation. I mean, come on, Marquise. We've been waiting for this, dude. Why haven't we put our money into something that is going to create synthetic smell generation? Oh, my gosh. And Marquise chimes in, he goes, what I do with the white papers is I copy it and paste it on Google and see who they copied it from, and it works all the time. Yes, that's exactly right, and that's exactly what I do, Marquise. And let me show you guys how you do that, okay? So when you take a paragraph, right, that seems, can I send it in the chat? I might be able to send it in the chat. I might be able to. The chat's on my laptop here, and I'm running my stream off my PC right here. I might be able to do it. Let me think about how I could do that real quick, because I'd have to then deviate to this PC. But real quick, so what Marquise is saying is that you just copy and paste and you search in Google. But when you do that, okay, you can't copy and paste the name of the token. You have to copy and paste right after it. All right? Then you copy it, then you search it into Google, and boom, 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 Yahtzee. There you go. So, and then here's the best part, okay? If you guys want to know how bad all of this stuff gets, it's even copy pasted from this one too. I mean, this is all the same crap. It's all copy pasta. That's all this stuff is right here. So yeah, that's what we've been talking about right now. SeeSaw Protocol, total scam. I mean, it is horrible. It is just horrible. All right. God, this is, I'm sorry, this is just really, really bad. All right. Because it's a company out there that is telling you all over the place, there is no guarantee that the platform will actually be developed, because they're telling you legally, we are going to rug pull you. That is what they are doing. We are legally rug pulling you. Here's our disclaimer saying we're not going to develop this. You can't go after us if you're going to develop it. That is bad. That is very, very bad. In Lawrence 1642. So one of the things you could do is you can actually see who built and owned this website, okay? So Laurent, this is, I'm going to tell you guys how you do it, okay? So you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to copy this page right here. And then you're going to go into Google. Let me see. Website owner. Website owner, look. I think it's who is. I think it was who is. Well, anyways, I did it. And like I said, I have it on my other PC that I did it on. But you can go on here and you can actually search this stuff. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. Let me just hit search real quick. And anyways, long story short, yes, you can go in, you can check all this stuff out. It's actually pretty easy to do. All you do is put their domain in. You can see who registered domain and what the origination is behind it. This website was built, I think it was 3-4 weeks ago. So obviously this company isn't around much at all. And what's up, Wigbusta? How are you doing? We're talking about SeeSaw Protocol and the obvious scam. Now here's part of the problem, okay? Part of the problem, and I just want you to just think of this, all right? Look at this statement. If you are uncertain as to anything in this white paper or you're not prepared to lose all money that you spent, yet be ready to lose all your money by purchasing SeeSaw token. We urge you not to purchase any. It's just all a scam. It's all a legit scam. All right? And you can, the easiest thing is you just want to do who owns websites. Like, that's the best way to do it. And I'm trying to think of which one I used on that one. It was either who is, was it who is that I used? I'm just trying to think of which one it was that I used for the website lookup. And basically they left their business information on there. Now, granted, it was a complete anonymous filing, but they still left their business information in there. All right. So just kind of something interesting to look at. But anyways, what is everyone right now talking about? What is on everyone's mind? Kind of curious, right? I mean, I'm kind of curious what everyone's thoughts are. What is everyone thinking right now about crypto? Is everyone out there buying into the FUD? Because it's really hard to buy in when Russia is here saying, hey, we're going to make Bitcoin as legal tender. Or not as legal tender. We're going to treat Bitcoin as currency. Holy crap, I did not say that. That's what's happening in the market right now. So what we've been talking about this whole stream is that we have seen lots of hands get flushed out of Stellar. All right. If you look at some of the background stats regarding Stellar, we have stock twits right now. Message volume. Message volume is down significantly over the last few months. Sentiment, right, which is measured as green as bullish sentiment, red as bearish. You can see there's been way more red sentiment here, right? Way more bearish sentiment in the market. All right. The other thing we looked at too is look at the interest, search term interest, right? We have to use Google Trends. We have to think globally, right? Crypto is not just a US thing, a UK thing, a Canada thing. It is a global phenomenon that's out there. So you can put XLM in search terms and look at how different, right? You can actually see that the search for Stellar, right? XLM has declined over time, right? And let's just do this. It's not going to be a fair comparison, but we're gonna put Bitcoin in. All right. You can see obviously much more, looking up with Bitcoin. But I want to show you this one thing. Okay. So Stellar, as you can see, fairly flat in terms of their search history. But look at Bitcoin. The more FUD, the more negativity there is about Bitcoin. Look at how much press and news it gets. That is part of the big problem, right? The FUD that we get from Russia, China, and all of them wanting to ban Bitcoin drives more awareness to Bitcoin. It really, really does. It drives way, and even look at this, the recent spike. Look at this. Look at the recent spike of Bitcoin awareness, and you don't see the same thing with Stellar. Why? Because the FUD, the negativity in the news is bringing more and more attention to it. And people are paying attention to the Bitcoin stuff and not the other altcoins out there. That is totally what we're seeing right now in the market. All right. And one of the other things I wanted to go over too was timing. All right. We know the Biden executive order is going to be released somewhere around here. All right. Somewhere in this time period. But boy, is it going to take months for that to take effect. So knowing that we have all this time here for these kind of crypto regulations to take effect, and we've seen all the FUD and we've seen them shaking people out. We've seen them shaking them out on message boards too. What is left? All right. What is left with people, and how many people are still left holding Stellar XLM? So Bahala says, I bought the dips, made my money back and then some, so I can care less where the market goes. It's all cherries on top moving forward. And SP says, to the moon. Yes. And that is my point, right? Those of us out there that are looking at Stellar. We're actually looking at the actual projects built on Stellar, all right? The actual projects built on Stellar, all right? We know what is coming in the future, right? We know about ISO. We know that, hey, guess what? When MoneyGram, when all those projects start working, and what's up, Nicholas? How's it going? Aloha to you too, sir. But when we look at all the projects with Stellar, we understand that this is just a temporary phase that we are in, plain and simple. A temporary phase to set the stage before ISO goes into effect. Because once ISO goes into effect, it connects the whole global financial payment system. All right? And I was talking to Wigbuster about this yesterday, and he had a really good point. And sorry, I'm a little uncomfortable. I've been training a lot recently, so my joints are really, really sore. My muscles are sore. So sorry if I'm a little squirmy here. I'm not physically comfortable this morning. But Wigbuster and I were talking about it yesterday on the phone. And we were talking about it, and he goes, who's going to want to put money on a chain that only costs, where the item only costs 25 cents? And that's a really, really good point. And it really hit me when he said it, right? I mean, it did. It really hit me when he said it, because I want you to think of like a validity of it, okay? I want you to think of other industries out there, penny stocks and so forth. Because when we look at like cryptos like that, we're going to think about it the same way like as penny stocks. And what Wigbuster was telling me yesterday was like, dude, how many people are going to really want to put money on a chain token that the token itself is only 24 cents? Right? That's not like an investor confidence. And I totally get what he's saying, right? And don't get me wrong, right? We have to understand the idea of utility on the or value on the chain and using utility to slide the chain, all right? We have to understand that. But his point that, hey, who's going to want to put money on that versus Ethereum, right? You look at Ethereum like at 3,000. That gives you more confidence than something that's 25 cents. So Wigbuster had a good point. They're going to do something with the price, because it's going to look weird in the world that we're putting so much oomph on something that's only 25 cents a token. All right? And I get what you're saying. That's not necessarily like a mathematical oomph thing, or it's not like a mechanical oomph thing. But the thing about it is it's true. If you want confidence, the price has to be higher in order for it to work on that payment rail system. All right? Because even the fees, right? It's not going to affect the fees, because 1/100,000th of a lumen is what it costs when you transfer on the Stellar network. 1/100,000th of a lumen, whether a lumen's $1 or $100,000, that's not much. That is not much money. I mean, 1/100,000th of a lumen, if a lumen's 100,000 a piece, is only $1 to move that money. Whether it's you're moving a penny or whether you're moving 100,000, it's only costing you $1 on the Stellar network to move it. All right. But the validity of price, the base validity of price is big. And that was something cool. So Wigbuster, thank you for the conversation yesterday, because that did kind of open my eyes to just looking at this another way. Vegan Habibi Justin. And again, I love the name. And even my wife was like, that is actually a pretty cool name. Says XLM to $5 this year. You know, there's going to be some weirdness that is going to happen. And that weirdness that is going to happen is going to be here at this tail end of the year. There's going to be something crazy that happens at the end of this year, because with MoneyGram, with ISO, with Ripple lawsuit, right? With all the FUD from Russia, China, and all that. Remember, delays cost money. I want you to think about that. Delays cost money, all right? And I want you to think of this, all right? With delays costing money, the more the U.S. delays, because remember, the U.S. is the spearhead of this crypto thing. What I mean by the spearhead of it, in a financial sense, what the U.S. says carries more weight than anyone else out there in the crypto world. All right? If the U.S. tomorrow were to say, hey, we are banning all crypto, the market would just fall apart, would just explode. All right? If, Russia, China do it, we run into these little mini bear things. But if the U.S. was to actually do that, it would just yank the whole market down. The whole world right now is waiting for, I almost said waiting for Stellar. The whole world is waiting for the U.S. to get off their butts and put the executive order action into play, and to get things going. Right now, it is the United States that is holding back crypto growth as a government, all right? Don't get me wrong. SeeSaw Protocol and crap tokens like this and poo coins, poo tokens, I like that, poo coins, those hold back the market as well, because that's just stealing liquidity off the chain. Trust me, that is stealing liquidity off the chain. But in terms of like governments, it is the United States government dragging their feet, all right, that is causing the big problem. Yeah, and Wigbuster says, I have something crazy. Google owns YouTube. Yep, in search engines, XRP has been searched more than Ethereum, Bitcoin, first XP. And yeah, you can actually, and you could check that on Google Trends. Let's do this. Let's add a comparison. Let's put in XRP just for shits and grins. All right. So now, mind you, this is global. Okay. But look at this. All right. And actually, let's do this. Let's remove Bitcoin just because let's just compare XLM and XRP with public sentiment. Check this out. Way more oomph here recently with XRP. Way more oomph with XRP. So it's something very interesting to look at here, all right, is the fact that we have a lot of FUD out there. We've got a lot of junk tokens. We don't have an executive order yet. There's rumors out there that the executive order is going to be focused around national security because there are certain things that happen. When you deem things as a national security threat, that gives certain people a lot more power to do what they want with it. So there's definitely been some rumors regarding them. So my question to all of you out there is, what is everyone thinking right now about the current situation? All right. And specifically, be honest here. All right. Let me know in the comments now. How much longer are we going to be sub 30 cents? Right? What is going to happen? Is the executive order going to tank the price one more time to where now we're going to be able maybe to get in around this period here, right? In the 10, 12, 15 cent mark? Is that possible? I mean, think about it. We didn't even have, all right? We didn't even have a crypto executive order yet. All right? And let's just switch this out here and let's go to colored bars real quick. I mean, look at some of these. Right? A low of 17.2 followed up by another 17.3. Could we hit 15, 14 cents when this executive order comes out? And Wigbuster, that's what we were talking about yesterday is we still have something here that we have to worry about. All right. Like this pullback in prices here that we've seen has been before the announcement of what is going on with this executive order. So my personal opinion is that as we're looking at this, I don't think we're going to run into this plus 30 cents here without correcting one more hard time. And hard time, I mean shaking people out. All right. Because look at this. I've got the lineup on the screen right now. All right, look at the price that those hit, right? That 17 cent mark. That 17 cent mark was replicated about a year ago. Think about that. Tank about a year ago. And Vegan to BB Justin chimes in. And again, everyone, let me know, what do you think is going to happen with Stellar and all crypto? Is the price going to go down with the executive order? Do we have another rough downturn? What are you guys thinking? So let's get to the comments. Justin chimes in, I think it's going to tank the price for a month and we'll make our way up slowly. Messy Leo says they're going to tank the price in March. I think you said March, not Mars. I'm just throwing it out there, but I think you said March, man. So it's cool. Marquise says, tank 2 more times this year. Then we see JP Morgan coin come out. Yeah. And Sniff says, honestly, I'm buying more gold and silver. Sniff. That is my biggest holding. My biggest holding outside of real estate, okay? Just throwing it out there. My biggest holding outside of real estate is gold and specifically in DRDGOLD. All right? That is my biggest one. Wigbuster chimes in. I think XLM will go to 0.9 and then up 0.09 maybe. Maybe 0.09, dude. Maybe that's what you're saying. Joe Dapro says, what I like about this period of suppression is that I can stock up while prices are low. Yes. So a lot of us out there are thinking the same thing. We're looking at this recent movement right here and we're like, yo, this is a head fake right here. This is totally a head fake, right? We double tested 17 cents and change. And we did that, right, on what? FUD, right? We did that on the news of Russia and China banning crypto, only to find out that Russia is now recognizing crypto as a form of currency. Okay. So with the Russia FUD, with all this stuff that's going on, I mean, look what's happened to the price. All right. The problem is, though, is a lot of people, and let's tie this in together, okay? And yes, Wigbuster, it will go to 0.09. Hey, if it goes to 0.9, it's cool. But that's the thing. The thing is this suppression, this suppressive movement here of the price, okay? And I want you to think about this, all right? The actual suppressive movement of the price has happened since November, right? Since November, we are talking a 4-month time period or so where we have had negative price action, even though more countries are coming out saying, hey, we're pro-crypto, even though we have more projects coming out, right? MoneyGram, we got Bank of International Settlements, Ukraine CBDC project. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming out. And yet the price still, yes, Messi, you will rock. Messi, you do kick major ass today. It is a bull trap. Yes. This is exactly what I was telling Wigbuster yesterday, was exactly this. This is a head fake right here. This is a legitimate head fake to flush people out. All right? Thank you so much, Messi, for saying that. This is exactly what I was talking about with Wigbuster yesterday. This is a total head fake right here because you still have the Biden executive order. I could easily see the market heavily correct as soon as that executive order comes out. I could easily see a market overreaction in doing that. And Ben, love the enthusiasm, sir. Love the enthusiasm. But this is what we're all talking about. And that's why I love these live streams. And that's another reason why I wanted to go live today, is I thought, you know what, I could make a video for everyone. But the reality is like, I don't think I'd be able to convey the message right. But the message that I am saying is what you guys are feeling as well. This all right here is just a trap. This is a trap to shake people out. Now those of us that are into Stellar, right? Those of us that are into like the ecosystem, the coin, the tokenomics of it, the whole thing, right? We're looking at this and we're like, yeah, we could buy. And War Galley, damn it, you guys are awesome. Like, seriously, this is like probably the coolest channel out there with this stuff. War Galley, you literally, your comment just popped up as I'm saying it. Didn't flush me out, made me buy more with that low price. And that's the thing. But how many people are getting flushed out, right? And that's why I wanted to look up Google Trends. That's why I wanted to look up more data just based on Stellar. All right, because if we look at Stellar, let's go to Stellar over the past 12 months. You could see, just like with the price, people looking up, right? People are looking up Stellar less and less and less. See what I mean? That's a huge issue, okay? This is shaking people out. Look at the height, okay? The height of search for XLM was in April and in May, all right? If you go to the price here, all right, look at this. It lines up with April and May when the price was the highest, right? That makes sense. You know, when price is high, more people watch it. But now all that negativity, look what it's done. Dramatically pulled market awareness away from Stellar. Stellar is not sexy at all. And I'm not saying that like in a negative way. You know, like it's like the ugly girl at the dance. No, it's not sexy in terms of, right, they haven't done their marketing. You know, they're getting bombarded with crap, and there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of sell pressure on, and even look at the message volume. Message volume itself has gone down. Sentiment, look at how bullish people were, right, as by green, and you could see there's been more bearish sentiment lately with the price, shaking people out. And that's why I love this channel, and that's why I love being able to interact with all of you out there, because we're able to share this stuff like this. This is awesome, because now as I'm watching this, I know that there's a lot more of you out there that are looking through the bullshit, and you guys are looking at this going, yo, these are head fakes. Like, this is definitely a trap. Like, this is definitely a trap. Now, granted, if you time the bottom, all right, and what's up, Twitch Radio? How are you going? If you time the bottom, holy crap, you're lucky. But remember, there's always going to be opportunities because of these overcorrections. These overcorrections are doing it. Let's see. So Messi Leo says XLM to 10 cents in a few weeks. And that's kind of what Wigbuster and I were talking about yesterday, was how low can we do this? And my strategy, okay, I have always been, all right, and that's why these red boxes are up here. These red boxes are when I buy. All right. I buy XLM sub 30 cents. That is my buy target, okay? Now, I have not bought recently. All right, yeah, levels of madness. I'm going to get to that because that was actually really funny. I'm going to get to that. I have not bought recently, like in a big amount I haven't bought recently. Why? Because I am piling up cash to get ready for the next overcorrection. My personal thoughts, and again, this is just the way I think about this. Let me know what you think. My personal thoughts are is when the Biden executive order comes out, we're going to see some market overreaction. I really do. I think we could see some massive market overreaction. All right, Marquise. I don't know if you're able to see the picture I got here, but I do have my Chicago White Sox tumbler. Yes, but it is filled with water, all right? It's a little early in the morning for me to be boozing it up. So back to the comments. Twitch Radio, morning to you too. Ben R chimes in. I'm confident that the price will rocket when the marketing starts. I can't wait for that day. Klaus, on that day, we need to have a live stream that involves alcohol. Yes, we do. We do need a live stream that involves alcohol. We'll have to make sure we get Virtual Unknown to keep track for us on how much we drink. But it's true. We do need to see when that marketing happens. And Ben, I will be sure when we start seeing stuff, I will be sure to start covering that heavier and heavier and heavier. All right. And when we're talking about marketing, and I'm gonna get to Level of Madness. All right. Level of Madness had a really interesting comment, okay? Said, maybe XLM needs to get sued too. And that's kind of like, that's the irony of this. See, XLM, and what I said earlier that XLM isn't sexy, all right? I just hang out with me, all right? Just hang out with me a little bit. We're younger now, okay? We're not as old as we were. Let's say it's college age, you know? And we're hanging out in college, and what chick are you going to hang out with? Are you going to hang out with the chick that rolls in a 335 twin turbo drop top BMW? Or are you going to hang out with the chick that rolls in a 2001 Toyota Prius? I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? That's part of the problem. Stellar's been so clean, so under the radar, all right, that they're losing out on market share. And they're also losing out on search term, right? And just global search term because it's not hot. It's not sexy. They're not in that 335i, right? Drop top BMW. Twin turbo, by the way. Like big turbos, like really big snails. That's the issue here. That's the real problem. So let's talk about it. Tokens like SeeSaw that siphon money off of Stellar, all right? We already talked about that. We already said and showed everyone that this is like a complete BS scam, SeeSaw token. We have FUD from Russia and China that knocks down prices. All right. And Ben, another good one, Ben. Yeah, right. The XRP lawsuit pulls Stellar down. What the hell does the XRP lawsuit have to do with Stellar? It has nothing to do with Stellar, but it pulls the whole market down with it. And Messi says, which date will Biden talk? Messi, we have not heard yet. What the administration says is they plan to do it in February, but not sure. It might be March. Their goal is February, but they may release it in March. So Messi, as soon as that executive action releases, I will be sure to share that with everyone. Levels of Madness says, I am desperate. I would hang out with a knothole in a fence. Well, if the knothole in the fence was driving a 335i drop top, I mean, you know. Twitch Radio says, I'll be in the backwoods hanging out with the girl who's smart enough to stay away from all the other BS people. Well, the fact that you're hanging out with a girl in the woods, we might have to really kind of question that one too. But the point is behind this, all right, is the sexiness of crypto, all right? I mean, think about this. And Ray Trout, if you're serious about stuff, let me know. Email me, Ray Trout. If you're serious about it, let me know. I get emails. I get about 4, 5, 6 emails a day of people asking me to tout. I haven't touted a single one because I haven't read one that I've thought was cool. So for those of you out there, what it's like on the YouTube creator content side, I get about 4 or 5 emails, 6 emails a day, somewhere around there, that are asking me, hey, can we advertise on your thing? And I have not picked a single one. So if you, Ray Trout, so if you are starting a cryptocurrency that is legit, I will always have to vet it myself before I put it out there to the public. But just telling you right now, yes, if you do want to advertise on the page, channel, I do not mind that, but I will vet it. Plain and simple, all right? I will not post things out there without vetting it. I do not believe in getting paid unless it is something that I believe in. So if it's something you believe in, Ray Trout, email me and I will help you out. But it's true, right? The sexiness of Stellar, it's what's missing. Okay? Now, that being said, the sexiness of Stellar, or the lack thereof, okay? The lack thereof is the fact that they're able to do all this stuff under the radar, right? They're not taking the heat like Bitcoin. They're not. So in terms of like a public sense, right? They're like, oh, boring, 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 boring. But when it comes to like governments, right? Governments like boring. They like cryptos that are ISO compliant. They like cryptos that don't rock the boat, that aren't involved in all these scams and schemes. Think about this, okay? One of the big problems with Bitcoin is all of the scams, all of the stealing, all of the thieving. Hey, if you want to screw someone over, how do you get paid? You get paid in Bitcoin, right? That's a negative. That's a big negative draw regarding Bitcoin. Stellar doesn't have that because no one goes, yo, I just scammed you. I want you to pay me in Lumens. Like, it doesn't happen. You know? I mean, I'll talk about that, Wigbuster. That's a good one. Let me see if I can get my whiteboard set up here. Because I might have to draw a little bit. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to get my whiteboard. Wigbuster and I were talking about banks and clearing money yesterday, and it was a really interesting conversation because I want to show you guys something that ties in. And let me do this. Let me delete all my junk in here as you guys can see what I'm working on. Bam. All right, cool. Hey, where's my eraser? Let me erase here real quick. All right, cool. All right, yes, I will get to that soon here, Wigbuster. Now that I got my board cleaned off. And I think that's the issue, right? So the issue is that Stellar is having problems not being sexy. It's true, it's not. They don't advertise, so you can't advertise sexiness, right? They're also not in the news. And remember, bad news is good news too, right? I mean, that's true. Bad news is good news. I mean, think about it. What do they say? Any news is good marketing. And it's true because it brings eyes to the seats. Look at this right here. XLM interest over time has gone down. It has gone down. Now, Bitcoin, hey, all we hear about is Bitcoin being, right, screwed. And look what happens to Bitcoin. And let's zoom in just to the past 90 days. And you will see that, yes, more talk about it. The more negative talk about Bitcoin, the better it is. So just throwing it out. And Ray, seriously, like if you're interested in this stuff, just email me. Email me and I will help you out. My email information is found in the main page under contact information. Easy to find if you know where to look. All right, so Wigbuster says, hey, Klaus, can you talk about what we were talking about, the banks taking their dead money and putting it on the books with XRP? Yes, I can tell you that. Okay, so I am going to show you guys something. Do not make fun of me, okay? I am using my drawing skills, so don't make fun of me, all right? My drawing skills suck, but I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so what we're going to do, all right, is we're going to sell stock, all right? We're going to sell some stock. That's what we're going to do today. This is stock. Don't laugh at me, okay? This is stock right here, all right? We're going to sell stock. I want to sell stock from, you could pick whatever you want. You could pick Webull, you could pick E-Trade, you can pick whatever the hell you want. All right, we're talking about stock right now, okay? So when you sell stock, all right, right here, there's a clearing period. That clearing period is 2 to 3 days long. Think about it, okay? 2 to 3 days long. And no, seriously, like Twitch Radio, my drawing sucks, dude. Like, it does. It takes 2 to 3 days for that to clear. Okay, now during that time, okay, so for any of you out there that trade on margin or anything like that, or have unrestricted accounts, you can just trade. All right? Yeah, thank you, Twitch Radio, for being honest with me on this one, my drawing skills. But you can. You could trade as much as you want, okay? So I'm going to trade this stock here to this, okay? It takes 2 to 3 days to clear. Right away, though, then this gets traded to here to here. Before you know it, this stock gets traded like 1,000,000 times between itself. All right? It does. It takes so long, okay? But now what happens is because of this 2 to 3 day time period, all right, of your traditional ACH systems, okay, your ACH finance systems, okay, the real problem is that whoever the firm is, all right, that you're trading through, right? So if it's Webull, has to hold a ton of cash to back up that value. Okay, it's really weird. I want you to think about this. So I trade stock, I sell it. It physically takes 2 to 3 days for that whole transaction to clear the payment process pathway and to get that stock over here. It really does take 2 to 3 days. Now, in the meantime, I can take the proceeds from that and I could right away reinvest it. I can do it like 1,000 times. It's crazy, right? But remember, my initial transaction still is taking 2 to 3 days to clear. I have now used that money probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to trade other things. Okay? So what happens is banks, okay, and institutions, trading institutions like Webull, okay, have to have a shitload of cash. Twitch Radio, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They have to have shitloads of cash. They have to have shitloads of cash, and the reason they have to is because they have to give enough value support to cover all of these transactions. All right? So I want you to think of GameStop. All right? Think about this with GameStop, okay? Everyone knew that GameStop got halted. And no, they did. They halted GameStop trading. Why? Several reasons. All right? Part of the problem is because there was so much trading going on with GameStop that they didn't have the funds to cover the insane volume because people were just hitting, buying. The money hadn't cleared yet. All right? The money physically had not cleared yet. So the reason they put a halt to GameStop, the actual technical reason, all right? The technical reason they had to halt GameStop is they could not cover their float. They could not cover the assets required to trade that volume. And why? Because it takes 2 to 3 days for traditional ACH movement of money. That is huge, okay? So now, here's the cool thing though, okay? That's traditional stock trading, okay? Now, let's trade some crypto, all right? So we're going to trade this crypto for this crypto, all right? And for those of you that did not, think my drawing skills suck, you know they suck now. Crypto. All right, let's talk about crypto. Let's talk about Stellar. Let's just use Stellar, okay? Stellar, all right, is 4 to 5 seconds to clear. All right? So when MoneyGram, okay? MoneyGram, all right? So this is MoneyGram, and we're going to send money to people, okay? That's our next one, okay? MoneyGram sending money to people. When MoneyGram sends money to people, it takes 2 to 3 days to clear. Now, the people get the money, right? The end user gets their money right away, but MoneyGram has to float the cost for 2 to 3 days. Now, imagine MoneyGram. Can you guys hear my dogs in the background freaking out? Ray, stop, sweetheart. MoneyGram. Now, imagine this. Millions of transactions happen on MoneyGram a day. All right? Think about this, okay? Millions of people use MoneyGram every day. Sorry, my dog just freaked out. That means MoneyGram, as an institution, has to hold how much money for 2 to 3 days to make sure they clear it? Stop, sweetie. You're being bad. I don't want to play with you. Think about that. That's 2 to 3 days, right? That MoneyGram has to do it. But in the sense of crypto, 4 to 5 seconds of clearing time, okay? So now when MoneyGram, right, here's MoneyGram and here's the people. When MoneyGram uses Stellar, all right, see my awesome drawing skills, guys? When MoneyGram uses Stellar, right, this takes, what, 4 to 5 seconds, right? 4 to 5 seconds time, all right? There won't be money needed to hold it to clear. Think about that. They won't need to hold that money in reserve to clear. Why? Because in traditional banking, it takes how long, everyone? We know this answer by now. It takes 2 to 3 days for traditional banking movement of money to clear. So when you're trading stocks, right? Anytime you trade stocks, bonds, any of that stuff that's on your ACH system, 2 to 3 days to clear. In order for banks to cover the float, right, which is what happened with GameStop, all right, they didn't have the money, so they had to halt trading because they didn't have the capital required because of the 2 to 3 days. Now, instantaneous transaction with Stellar, all right, instantaneous transaction, 4 to 5 seconds, okay? I want you to think about this. Those instantaneous transactions mean they don't have to hold float anymore. Whoa, wait a minute. So the money that's dormant in banks, MoneyGram, Webull, any of those exchanges, any of the financial institutions out there. Same thing with casinos. Casinos have to hold, guys, stop. Casinos have to hold so much in cash reserves too for the exact same reason. They have to be able to cover losses, cover expenses. The big problem is banks need to hold money for 2 to 3 days for millions and millions and millions of transactions. The cool thing is when transactions settle in 4 to 5 seconds, you don't have to hold that money anymore, which means the millions, the hundreds and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in the world that's sitting idle. This money sits idle. The money that they have in there sits idle for 2 to 3 days to make sure it clears. That is a function of the systems. That won't be there anymore, which means all of this money, all right, all of this money that is sitting on the sidelines in banks to float stocks, right? Whether it's to float stocks, whatever, okay? All of that money can now go into the market on the chain. That's the big key with this. The big key with this is the difference of thinking about MoneyGram waiting 2 to 3 days for a payment and MoneyGram settling the money instantaneously. When we watched Danelle Dixon and the CEO of MoneyGram talk about what the biggest advancement for MoneyGram was, it was real-time settlement. So someone from MoneyGram can send money to a person, all right? Ray, stop, sweetie. The thing about it is when that money gets to the person, it also gets to the MoneyGram receiver. Guys, stop. Sorry, my dogs are being really bad. It also gets to the MoneyGram receiver. That is instantaneous clearing of money. So now this whole transaction you see right here, this is cleared. We don't have to wait 2 to 3 days and hold funds. We can right away say, you know what, screw it, blank slate, let's start over, let's start the process again. And that is how it works. And that is why MoneyGram and Stellar is such a big thing. Because right now, MoneyGram has to hold billions of dollars in capital, locked up capital. They can't use it. They have to hold it because of how long it takes to send money from one place in the world to the next. That is why. So when MoneyGram works with Stellar, this long delay, we get to then cut it down to 4 to 5 seconds. So we're taking money holding from a 2 to 3 day time period, which banks can't use, and we're now going to lock it into a 45-second time period, which means all that capital, all of them. Think of all the capital that Webull has, E-Trade, right? And any exchange out there has to hold cash on hand to cover the float of everything that's traded. That's how it works. That's how the rules work. But with blockchain, you don't need to hold that money because it's instantaneous transaction. It's instantaneous settlement. By the time the money gets to the end user, guess what? The money has also gotten to the end bank. Boom, done. That's the whole idea. Not having to have such large cash holdings, all right? That is now going to free up all of this capital in the world. I want you to think about that. E-Trade, Webull, pick whatever exchange you want out there. All of those exchanges have to hold hundreds of millions, if not billions, in cash on hand that they can't touch. They can't use it. It has to stay in a locked account. It's very similar to like an escrow. It has to stay in there, and it has to cover all of their transactions. Crypto eliminates that. Yes, thank you, Twitch Radio. Perfect way to say it. It's freeing up all the capital that's currently locked in an ACH banking system. This is why ISO is so big, because ISO now is connecting the whole world. All right. So not only is ISO connecting the whole world in terms of a payment rails, right? Where if you want to send money to here, that's my awesome drawing skills. ISO and the idea of putting everything on the chain means instantaneous money, means no float. GameStop, right? The whole GameStop thing. All right. The reason the GameStop thing happened is they exceeded the amount of money they had in their float pool. There was so much trading going out and in, out and in, out and in, that their pool could not handle it. They could not handle the volume. They had to halt it. They physically had to halt it because they didn't have the money to back it up. All right? Casinos are the same way. What's coming up this weekend, guys? The Super Bowl. Do you know how much more money casinos have to have on hand right now? And I don't know what the offhand percentage is, but casinos have to have X amount of dollars reserved to match X amount of gaming. On Super Bowl weekend, the amount of money that casinos hold in their cash holdings skyrockets to cover all the people gambling, all the sports book action. That's money casinos can't use. That's money Webull can't use. Right? That's money E-Trade can't use. That's money that all the banks, think of this, Bank of America, ACH system. Guys, ACH systems, this 2 to 3 day thing is on every protocol out there. Every protocol out there. When you send a bank transfer, that is not instant. The receiver will get their money instantly, but the bank is floating that for several days. These are hundreds of billions of dollars in the world locked in essentially float protection. That's essentially what it is float protection. That's huge. That's why Stellar and MoneyGram is so big. That's why when we tie this together, and I've been using that phrase lately, so y'all are able to make fun of me. That's why when we tie this together, none of this here makes any sense. Because the moment we flip to blockchain, and Michael O2, yes, Novo Vostro accounts, yes. The moment we flip to blockchain is the moment we can then take all of this capital in the entire world. Because a lot of world banks, not world banks, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have used that phrase. Ray, stop, sweetie. A lot of international banks, sorry, the dogs are fighting behind me. A lot of international banks run on the same premise. They have to hold cash on hand to cover the delay of ACH payment transfers. All of the payment rails in the world right now are run on these systems that take 2 to 3 days to settle. Yes, are banks cool? Will they give you your money tomorrow? You better believe it. If you go to Western Union or MoneyGram right now, and I send money to you guys, will you be able to get your money right away? Yes, you will. But MoneyGram and Western Union are going to pay an insurance fee on that. That's already a fee right there. And they also have to lock that money up. Locked up capital you can't use. Think about it. Roll it out to the scale of the entire world. Every financial institution out there is holding a piggy bank of money they can't touch because the systems are slow. The stock system, okay, think about this. Do you know that in the general system of stock trading, it hasn't changed in over 100 years? We're 100 years into stock trading, and yet we still can't settle things instantly. It's true. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I could go on here, right? I could go on my E-Trade and I could sell some stuff and I'll get the cash instantly and I'll be able to buy something, okay? That's them extending me a form of credit, essentially, because they have to hold that cash to make that transaction valid, right? They have to back it up with money. Whole bank, whole world, ACH system going into blockchain. That's why this is big. That's why everything we're looking at right here makes 0 sense. All right, in terms of fundamentals, it makes 0 sense. I understand what they're doing. This is politics, and these are the bigwigs pushing people out one more time, right? Look at all the money they got in the system, right? And then they squeezed everyone out. Look at this. Come on. Come on. In May, they just dropped the hammer on everyone. So yeah, that's how this goes. That's why ACH is really, really big. Twitch Radio says, hey, gotta run soon, but this will be available recorded on the channel. I want to go back and watch. Yes, all of the live streams that I do, if you want to find them, and no, you don't want to find SeeSaw Protocol, they are in the channel content. You're going to see it in the playlists, and you will see live streams in the playlists. Well, I've done 46 live streams. Holy crap. So that is something totally, if you missed a part, you want to go back, yes, this will all be in the live stream playlist. So seriously, as I'm looking at all of this, as I'm looking at ACH transfers, as I'm looking at just general stellar movement, money movement, and it all, I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute. The biggest boom to this market as a whole, sorry, my dogs are being bad. I'm going to have to let them out soon. The biggest problem, right, that we're seeing is that these ACH systems that we're paying on, that all these payment rails are on, delay money. Delays cost you money. Any delay of anything costs you money. Wickbuster chimes in, everyone, this is really big. Banks, financial systems, pay systems, PayPal, MoneyGram, Western Union, yeah, all of them. And that's actually a good way to put it. It is dead money. It is totally dead money. They have to cover it. Like, that is just how this works. And they have to cover it because that's the rules that are in play right now. I mean, this is just general economics right here on how it works. And systems like this are all over the world. These are all, yeah, exactly, Stripe. So when we start moving to ISO, think of what ISO is, right? ISO is making the language the same between different banking systems. So that when we go crypto, right, when we go blockchain banking, there's no more float. It's instantaneous. If I sell some Stellar, guess what? Whoever the exchange is that I bought Stellar on doesn't have to hold float for that anymore to back up my transaction. They just have to hold the actual amount. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. So what's everyone's thoughts regarding this? I know we went a little deeper than normal, but I thought you guys would like this kind of content. Wigbuster and I were talking about this yesterday, and that was kind of one of the things that we said we had to talk about more, was the amount of float money out there that's locked up. That once we go blockchain with these big companies, that we are going to be able to go even further. We're going to be unlocking money that was there, and we're also going to be doing things in a timely manner. All right, this is big. This is really big. And this is part of the problem why the banks don't want this to happen just yet, because the banks aren't ready yet. The cool thing is, though, the banks want this to happen because all that capital locked up will give them buying power, investing power. I mean, think about this. What if I told you that you have to keep 15% of your money locked away? Every check, 15% of your money you have to keep locked away, you can't touch, just to cover shit. That's bad. That is bad, bad, bad. That's what's happening with banks right now on a global scale. Global scale. Twitch Radios chimes in. Sweet. Thanks so much. Appreciated. Look forward to the game again as well. Twitch, the only problem was, though, is I had like 3 or 4 people unsub from the channel because of the game, and that really sucked. I was like, you guys, it doesn't have to be crypto all the time, right? I mean, we can have some fun on this channel, too. Vegan to BB Justin says, I'm predicting an all-new time high this year. If it is, it's going to be way late in the year, man. If it is going to be way late when ISO starts running. The other thing we got to worry about, too, and I'm not sure what everyone thinks about it, we might see some stagnant action October to November. I want you to think about that. Where is the focus of the world going to be on in September, October, November? Yeah, it's going to be on the elections. You see what I'm saying? Like that's kind of something too. So we have to be really, really, really careful because we do have a couple activities that are going to be coming up. They're going to be definitely taking action away from crypto. In general, taking action away from crypto. I'm not just talking about XLM. I'm talking about crypto in general, right? You're going to have some world events coming up that are definitely going to be taking some of that heat away from crypto. Let's see. Wigbuster says, watch something that makes a lot of sense. We live in a world that we want answers and things done instantly. Look up something and get answers. You're getting money in a different A to B. And that's exactly right. The money system, the monetary system itself has not caught up to speed with the way that we love and deliver information. All right. I got a message early this morning on YouTube, and it was someone saying, hey, they released the SeeSaw token white paper, blah, blah, blah. I did a video on it, boom, instant. That is the world we live in. We live in a world right now where technology and information-wise, you want and should get your information right away. Same thing with delivery on packages, right? I mean, Amazon does the same thing. They want to get everyone's package by what, 2 to 3 days? You know, that's way better than what we talked about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago when it was like a week, right? The banking systems have not caught up yet. They just haven't. The banking systems haven't caught up, and this holds things back. So the bankings have to get it lined up right. And thank you, Wigbuster, for that. I do appreciate that, even though I know my drawing skills suck. All right, it is 12:23 right now. We are going to go to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. I got to make sure I let the dogs out because they are bugging me a little bit. So, yeah, if you guys got questions right now, hit them up in the chats. Like I said, I'm going to be going until 12:30 just so I could take care of the dogs. And for those of you that are wondering, the dogs, they did join me in here. They were, come here, sweetie. Come on up. Come on up. You can come on up. You're okay, baby. Come on up. Yeah, come here. Come here, baby. Oh. Here, let's get the big one up. You guys want to see the big one? Want to see my big puppy? Come here. Come here, big puppy. Oh, hi. Come here. No. Come here, big puppy. Sorry, she doesn't like anyone going by me. Come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on up. No, leave her alone. Come on up. Come on up. Come here. Or you guys want to see the white one? Come here, sweetie. Oh, hi, baby. How are you? This is my sweet shepherd, Leia. She's the smallest of the group at about 54 pounds. The other two I have are well over 100 pounds, and one of them is a puppy. The all-black one, she is a puppy still. Right, baby? Come here. Come here, Ray. Come on up. No, she just wants to... Sorry, they all just want to play. I can tell they're getting antsy. But yeah, so I've been digging a lot into this. I've been trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and I think we're doing a good job as a channel doing that. So if anyone out there is watching right now, hit that thumbs up button, share this and share this content with someone else out there that enjoys this stuff. Give me 1 second. My dogs are like, you guys, get out from under there. They're literally under my desk fighting. Come on, go somewhere else. Go find your ball. Go find your ball and your baby. Let's go. We'll play soon. Go. So anyways, yep, that's what I got going now. Whew, sorry about that. Getting back to the comments. It's funny. It takes money to buy a thing, and retailers answer the call getting quicker and quicker, but the banks are lagging behind. And I think part of the problem, Wigbuster, is the amount of oomph that has to go into this. Think about this. For the ACH system and all the banking, like the legacy systems to be changed, think of everything that would have to go on blockchain. Stock trading, other investing ports, bonds. I mean, a lot of that stuff is going to have to go on blockchain in order to get those payment systems in line, to get them to true standards of what we're looking for. Because I'm sorry, right now, it should not take 2 to 3 days for my money to settle. Plain and simple. It should not take 2 to 3 days for the money to settle via bank. No, it should happen instantly. All right, just like Stellar, 4 to 5 seconds. Levels of Madness chimes in and says, some people running the election have cryptocurrency in their platforms, some pro and some against cheap marketing. Yeah, who is it? Ted Cruz, man. No, I don't feed babies to my dog. They are big. I will admit that. My puppy, she's huge. She was a rescue. We rescued her from a farm. She was in really, really bad shape. Guys, stop. Ray, come here, sweetie. Come here. She's hiding. I know. But we rescued her from a farm. She was in really bad shape. She, I don't know if any of you guys seen like what a Dodge Ram, like, so I got a Dodge Ram truck. I've got a holder up in my front console. It's like yay big. Like maybe like 8 inches by 12 inches. When we got her at the farm, it was really, really bad. When we got her, she was so small, so malnourished, undernourished. She fit in that like slot in the front of my truck. So any of you out there that have a Dodge Ram, when you lift up the armrest, in front of that armrest, there's like a plastic thing. She used to fit in that. And now she is 100, I think she was like 108, 109 pounds, and she's just a puppy. So we are definitely getting her on the road to recovery and getting better. Vegan Baby Justin says, I told my friends about your YouTube. They subbed. That is awesome. But you had like a sad face or like a, you know what I mean? Yeah, and also please drop in the Discord. What I'll do is we'll drop into Discord. I'll do another Discord announcement this week for you guys. I'll put an updated link because I don't know. I think the links only stay good for like 7 days. I don't know what the hell these dogs are doing under here. You guys, they're really weird right now. I don't know. There's something under my desk that they're really freaking out about right now. But yes, that's what we got going on. I've been super glad to hang out with all of you today. Super excited. Oh, they found their ball. That's what it is. Come here, sweetie. Come here. That's what it is. I told them to get their ball and they found their ball. That was very good of them. So yeah, really, really cool stream today. I wanted to thank everyone for hopping on. I wanted to thank everyone for watching, and I wanted to thank all of the fans for the juicy information out there and the fun that we've had with the stream. The channel is going to keep going. Don't get me wrong. I will admit it has been rough lately. There has been definite less interest in XLM. There's definitely been less interest in Stellar as a whole. And you could see that represented over the last 90 days on this chart. And I do notice it with the channel too, right? I can tell you this, whenever the price goes down, the channel loses subs. It's really funny. Whenever the price goes up, the channel gains subs. It's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, I've been excited and I've been following a bunch of this stuff and super excited and super glad to share it with you. So again, any last second comments, questions, now is the time to hit it up. We're going to end at 12:30 today so that I can hang out with my bad dogs out there that are screwing around. And Wigbuster, talk to you later too. Thank you again for yesterday. That kind of helps keep me grounded. So yeah, that's everything we got going on right now. Sorry, I'm watching my dogs. They're just... And now they're playing with their toys, so I might have to... See, that's what happens. I told them to get their BALL, and then they freak out. So yeah, let's do this. Let's end the stream now. And thank you, Messi, for the good show, Warrant. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. So let's do this. So Klaus, family, hobbies, and cards. I am going to go play with the dogs. Doggies, come here. Come here, baby. Come on up. No, come here. Come here. Oh, you're being bad. She wants to play. Come here, Leia. All right, you want to be on the camera? Come here, sweetheart. Come here, Leia. She's afraid. Come here. She's my little one. She's a little skittish. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on up. Come here. Come on up. Come here. Yo, good girl. Sorry, my dogs are going to freak out. All right, everyone, I'm going to end this right now because the dogs obviously want to play. They now have their ball. They're fighting in front of me. So, Klaus, family, hobbies, and cards, thank you very much for this live stream, and thank you very much for supporting the channel. Everyone, have a good day. I'll catch y'all.